I'll be taking anybody who wants to check in early, the early check-in. So far I've got NU6F Ron in the number 1 spot, and I've got W6JRY Jerry in the number 2 spot. So number 3 is open. If anybody's out there wants to check in early, come now.
W6 SSP. And W7MS.
Hello, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I've got Steve, W6SSP in the number 3 spot, and I've got W7MS Mike in the number 4 spot, and I heard someone else, but they were way down. I don't know if I can dig them out or not. It was just very faint. So if you want to try again, please feel free to do so.
I believe that was Dave on the SCR274N.
Oh, okay, Mike. I couldn't, could barely copy him. Dave. Okay. Thank you, Mike. W6MQI. Okay, Dave, I've got you in the 5 spot. And is there anyone else that would just want to have an early check-in for the net? Be number 6, you can come now.
Hey, what is going on, Chicken Stick? Anybody comment on it? You know, it sounds like it's tuning, but I don't think that's allowed. Anyway, in case it is, just looking for info.
Yeah, Chuck, did you copy that sideband station?
Yeah, the guy next door to us there, he's been on for a while.
Yeah, well, you were tuning up at 7 a.m., and they were on 7 to 5, and you were, I think that was for operating practice. You know, normally we've had a gentleman's agreement with the folks that the net starts at 7:30, and you're at 7 a.m. Interfering with their conversation.
Oh, well, did they say anything about it?
Sure did. As soon as you were IDing, they're commenting on who's throwing the carrier on their conversation. They were S9 plus 20. I'm sure you could hear them.
Oh, no, I heard them. Okay. All right, well, my apologies. I don't have any sideband equipment that's readily available, or I would tell them, but my apologies.
Well, the issue is if you want to encourage a reoccurring theme, and that's our issues last Sunday morning, continue to tune up when somebody's using the frequency.
Yeah, okay. All right, yeah, not a problem. We'll try to maintain a little practice.
Well, that would be appreciated because I think we all want to have an enjoyable vintage military net experience and not go to war mode W7MS.
Hey, Mike, I had a question. If somebody is on AM and they're like, say, at I don't know, 39.95 or 39.96, and it splatters over 4 meg. Technically, that's illegal, right?
Yes, well, of course, but that's not the issue today. The issue is you basically throwing 1,000 hertz tone onto their conversation on 39.75. And as I said, propagation at 7 a.m., they were 20 over here at my location. And it just encourages friction.
Well, no, my question doesn't have anything to do with that. I'm asking a general question in general. It doesn't have anything to do with those guys that are next door to us. That's why I said 39.96. If you splatter over 4 meg on AM, is that illegal? That's the question.
Well, theoretically, yes, especially if you're on the top band and your modulated signal is maybe, say, out of the band limits. I think that's probably what you're saying, is you could be beyond 4 megs theoretically, and the answer would be yes.
Okay, I just wanted to get a clarification on that, because I was thinking about that the other day, and I was like, God, if I was ever on that and went over 4 meg, would I be in violation or not? And I haven't found anything that says that yet, but I was just curious.
Oh, to change the subject, and I'm done. The first cup of coffee's kicking in. Were you aware of the estate sale up the street from you? And I'm kind of curious if you knew that, amateur. The estate sale was Friday and Saturday, W7MS.
Were you talking to me, Mike?
Yeah, there was an estate sale in Dayton, just up the road from you, that occurred Friday and Saturday. I guess you weren't aware of it?
No, well, around here you see so many signs that say estate sales, and they got arrows pointing this way and that way and the other. It's kind of hard to say where they're at really, but they seem to put the signs on some of the main roads on the side streets, and you really don't know where they're at until you go look for them.
Okay. Well, it's right on you and Carla's street, and I thought you might have known that guy, because there was a 75A4 that Friday was priced at $250, and if it's continued into Saturday, somebody got a hell of a deal. And I only got I know somebody who attended the sale. It's too far of a drive for me. W7MS.
W6 Able Queen Uncle.
Go ahead, net control, W7MS.
Okay, Mike, thanks. Bob, W6AQU, I've got you in number 6 spot. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. All righty. Well, I got a cup of coffee brewing. I'll be back. W6 Able Queen Uncle.
W6MQI.
And 6 Bravo, Bravo Tango.
Okay, there's Dave, W6MQI. Good morning, Dave. I got you in the 7 spot. And I heard Bill in there, number 8, N6BCT. Good morning, Bill. I got you in the 8 spot. Cowboy next to us, is he right on us? Is that the same guy or what? Because I'm going to start the net, and I don't want to be pounding over somebody. Can anybody let me know? I can hear somebody right next to me, and, I don't want to, I'm already getting on top of him if I am, so, I don't know, either we do the damn net, or we move in frequency.
Yeah. Last week I couldn't hear anybody, so the station in question was pretty close to me.
Thank you for the comment, and then I'll just finish up. Generally, with the guys up in the Pacific Northwest, they knew we have a net at 7:30, and over the months of time, they do clear the frequency for us. But if you're firing up at 7 a.m. For an early start of the net, it's creating some contention. W7MS.
No, that's fine, Mike, and I understand that, but it's 7:25. What do you want to do?
It's time to start the net.
Okay, interference or not, here we go. This is the Vintage Military Radio Net. This is K0DWC. My name's Chuck, and I'll be your net controller this morning. And we'll be operating on 3.974 megacycles. The Vintage Military Radio Net is a roundtable AM net that provides an opportunity for licensed hams to operate their vintage military radio gear on the air. Military gear is encouraged, but certainly not required, and check-ins will be given a number that can be used in the handoff. I'll call for check-ins at the end of each roundtable session. If anyone has anything for sale or along, please mention it during your turn in the roundtable session. So, this is who I have so far. In the number 1 spot, I've got Ron, NU6F. In the 2 spot is Jerry, W6JRY. In the 3 spot is Steve, W6SSP. In the number 4 spot is Mike, W7MS. In the 5 spot is Dave, W6MQI. Number 6 spot is, number 5 spot is Dave, W6MQI. The number 6 spot is Bob, W6AQU. Number 7 spot is W6MQI Dave, and number 8 is N6BCT Bill. So that's who I have so far. So is there anyone else that wants to check in for the first round to be number 9? Come now.
WA7YBS.
Hey, Henry, good morning. How you doing? Got you in the 9 spot there, man. And let's see, does anybody want to be number 10 for the Vintage Military Radio Net? Come now.
Chuck, did you have me checked in twice, or did I hear wrong?
No, that was my fault, Dave. I goofed. I've got you in the number 5 spot, W6MQI, and then Bob, W6AQU. Okay. No number 10 check-in for first round. If you want to check in, come now. Okay. Nothing heard. Well, good morning to all. And this is K0DWC, and we're running the ART-13 this morning, and inverter B, 200 watts, D104 mic, ARR7 receiver, and doing quite well. So we'll go ahead and let me do the rundown one more time with the call signs. NU6F, number 1, W6JRY, number 2, number 3 is W6SSP, number 4 is W7MS, number 5 is W6MQI, Number 4 is W7MS. Number 5 is W6MQI. Number 6 is W6AQU. Number 7 is Wait a minute. Oh no, I messed up. That's what I did. I don't know who's. I've got Dave down twice. That's what it is. Well, let's see, W6AQU is Bob, number 6, and then, I don't know who number 7 was. Number 8 is N6BCT, and number 9 is Henry, WA7YBS. Did anybody else catch that at all? Was there another call sign that I missed? I must have. Okay, well, what I'll do is I'll put Bill in the 7 spot and Henry in the 8 spot. And we'll go from there. So anyway, let's set it back up. Let's see. All right. NU6F in the 1 spot, W6JRY in the 2 spots, W6SSP in the 3 spot, W7MS in the 4 spot, number 5 is W6MQI, number 6 is W6AQU, number 7 is N6BCT, and number 8 is WA7YBS. So, was there anybody else who wanted to check in last time? Come now. Okay, nothing heard, so we'll go up to the top. NU6F, Ron. Sorry for all the confusion. It was all my fault.
Okay, good deal. Great copy on everybody. So, anyhow, Ron, NU6F, Lemon Valley, and I'm running the TDE and the external amp for about 150 watts. And listening on the RAL, boy, I could tell conditions were really good because here in the AM with no regen on, I'm sitting at gain pop setting of 5 instead of 7 or 8 to copy you guys. So, okay, great conditions and no local QRN. So, hopefully have a great night. Okay, with that, take it away, Jerry, W6JRY, NU6F.
Okay, Ron. NU6F in the group W6JRY. Good morning to all. Chuck, Ron, Steve, Mike, Dave, Bob, Bill, and Henry. Jerry and Forest Ranch, where it's been raining off and on here for about 2 days, and fortunately we're below the snow level, and not too sure where it's at. Up a little, fairly high, I think. And not a whole lot going on here on the ATD ARG13 Navy transmitter, 100 watts output into the Delta Loop antenna, and my RBM4 receiver. And that's about the rundown for me and what's going on here. A little bit of QSB on most of the signals. Good strong signals, but I do notice some QSB. So I'll move it along to Steve and see how things go there. W6SSP, W6JRY.
Okay, Jerry, W6JRY, W6SSP. Yeah, I'm hearing a little QSB as well, and some adjacent sideband stations as well, but that's how it goes. Anyway, good morning, everybody, and Chuck, thank you very much for taking the net, and good morning to Carlos, who's in the background there. This is Steve, just north of Santa Rosa. Transmitter is the usual Collins 32V1 into a resonant dipole about 30 feet up. Microphone's P104. And this week I'm featuring one of the wheel power R398s. Just fun. Actually, done a very good job. It's on a separate antenna, 70-foot long wire. But it seems to be good enough for today. And we'll keep it going. Over to Mike, W7MS, W6SSP.
Well, thank you, Steve. W6SSP, W7MS, Mike in Reno. Good morning to all on frequency here. Good signals. And everybody's doing quite well. This morning running the GRC-19 as promised, as well as envisioned last Sunday. And I made a point to do a little pre-organization for this morning. But good signals. Steve, good job on the wheelbarrow R398. Nice to know that we're coming through that latest bench enterprise from your location. Also saw your email this morning on the RCA receiver. Nice patina to go along with the high price, and of course the shipping issues these days. But thanks for the mention of that. And I'm sure if Henry's seen it, he'll have more to say. And with that, over to Dave. I think you changed transmitting devices. W6MQI, W7MS.
W6MQI. Yep, the other one crapped out. Tried to check in on the SCR-274s, but I have no modulation. According to the meters, I got plenty of negative, but no positive peaks. So, it's always something, huh? They were working fine yesterday, and now they're not working. So, just in time for the big shootout. My airborne radio takes a crap. Oh well. Anyway, Dave in Livermore, on all reliable ART-13, never quits, never fails. Bang on wood there. Listening on the 75A4 receiver, D104 microphone, invert V at 55 feet, and about 50 degrees here. We got some more rain coming. It looked like it rained pretty good last night. It's the backyard's a swamp. So that's the story here. Over to Bob, W6AQ, W6MQI.
Very good, Dave. Thanks. W6MQI. W6 Able, Queen Uncle, Montague. Light rain, pretty warm. We've had this sprinkling on and off here a couple days, just like JRY does up there. Projects we added. Well, we purchased another one of those standalone cameras with the battery, and got that all programmed, and we're going to try to get out there and get it installed today. That gives us 4 of these cameras now on the property, which is pretty handy, I guess, at times. Although the dog goes wild every time the cell phone starts ringing that there's a camera working. The pup's out there chasing deer this morning, and we haven't woke up yet. So with that, over to number 7. And I originally had MQI as 7, but that's not right. So, will the number 7 go next, please? This is W6AQU.
November 6, Bravo, about 2:30 a.m. So we're kind of friendly around for flashlights, but didn't expect it to happen. Anyway, no warning. So I guess that was the reason for the outage. So that's the story here. Anyway, it's going to W7 YDS and 6 Bravo Tango.
Okay, Bill. Now, let's see. We'll just have to put up with a little bit of a mismatch here, and which we can peek as we talk. Okay, that ought to do it. Good morning to all. Good signals from everybody. And let's see. Now, looking at the modulation, everything looks okay there. And let's see. Well, it was 38 degrees here this morning, and it's kind of partly cloudy. It was looking pretty good at first, at around 6 o'clock, but It's not getting any better. It's getting cloudy. So anyway, it's a weather report. I'm on the little rig, the W6MIT 1625 rig, the little rig, running 75 watts of output power, fully modulated, and D104 microphone as always, and the antenna is a collinear array, 240 feet center fed with 108 feet, I think it is, of open feed line going to the Johnson matchbox. Receiver is Collins 51J4, and it's the laboratory Collins version with the light gray panel, and it's probably from about 1961 or somewhere in there, maybe 1960. But anyway, it's got the Collins asset numbers engraved in the front panel, so we know it is a genuine Collins lab receiver. And let's see, that's about it. I thought I heard somebody do a break there long about Jerry there, so it was pretty early on, Chuck, but you might want to ask and see if somebody else is out there waiting. K0DWCWA7YBS.
K6VXY is here.
Yeah, if there's someone else out there that would like to check in, and I missed them, my apologies. And be number 9 on the tail end of the first round, you come now.
I'm not tuned up yet. K6VXY, I got to get tuned up, but I'll be number 9.
Okay, Vern. Well, all right. I've got you in the number 9 spot, and then you'll hand it back to me. Do you want to make a make a transmission now, or do you want to wait till the second round?
I better. If you can hear me, okay, I'll do it. Let me check here the power. I'm going to try and run without the linear. The linear didn't load up right. Let's see. Let me check something real quick here. And that's the power. Where do I set my power? Here. Oh, power's okay. That's K6VXY. Made my coffee and holy cow, it's 7:36. I'm not quite tuned up like I should be. I was experimenting a lot with the radio this week. Number 9 here, K6VXY. Just a second. There we go. It's K6VXY at 3974. And let's see what's going on here with the SWR. I'm only running about 25 watts, but I'll get the linear going here in a minute while you guys are going through the round. Thanks for letting me in there, Chuck. Boy, I have a hard time getting up. My wife woke me up at 7:15. I thought that was enough. Anyhow. Handles Vern, Victor Easy Roger Nancy. Got a new speaker. That's the big experiment this week. It's a pile. Many of you probably heard of the pile driver speaker. And it's replacing the other one. This is an external speaker for my receiver. And the other one is awfully bright. The one that I have for 2 meters, it was an MFJ unit, extremely bright. And this one is a little speaker, heavy little guy. And it sounds pretty darn good. It's a better sounding speaker on receive, way better. Let's see, the antenna is the same. It's survived. It may be a little wet. That might be why the linear is squawking about it. Got about an inch of rain so far in this storm. Last night, about an inch and a little more. Let's see, 3/10 the day before, I think. So we're getting a good storm. And good morning to you and Henry. I hear both of you very well. And anyhow, the handle is burned and running a SP200 eventually. ICOM driver, MSJ tuner here, which isn't tuned up right. And power supply. But I like this little speaker, $12. and that's not bad. I got two of them. You have to buy stereo these days, so I'm going to use one on my 2-meter rig, which is very bright. You know, repeaters are bright anyhow. I think they cut off all the low end, and even 2-meter simplex seems a little on the bright side, so this gives it more of a bassy sound, and I like that. I'll make it quick. I'll have more to say next round, but I'm still waking up. I had one sip of coffee, though. Good morning, Henry, and back to you, Chuck. This K6 VXY, Groveland, California. Back to deck control.
Okay, Vern, yeah, you're coming in just fine here. You got a very nice signal even without the amp, so no problem there. So thanks for being there, and I'll see if there's anybody else who wants to be number 10 for the tail end of the first round. Till now. Okay, nothing heard. So, all right, well, didn't have any problem hearing anybody. Everybody's sounding really good. Mike, the carbon mic sounds good on the GRC 19. And, yeah, Dave, that was, I barely heard somebody, and it was just like, that was it, you know. I couldn't even understand anything. And Mike popped in and told me who it was. Mike, I don't know how you did that. You must have had a better signal over there than I had over here, but thanks for letting me know it was Dave. But anyway, Dave, you're popping in here good. Bob, Bill was about Q3, I guess. Henry's pounding in and Vern's pounding in. So Ron, Jerry, and Steve, no problem, and Mike, no problem. Very good. All right. Well, I trust everybody's getting ready for next weekend, and I've been working on a little bit of stuff here. We're going to run 2 rigs this time, one for me, one for Farland, and see how that goes next week, and go from there. But things are looking pretty good here as far as next week goes, so see what happens. So anyway, we'll go ahead and see if there's anybody else who wants to go be number 10, and we will then go to the second round. If you want to be number 10, come next. Okay, nothing heard. So with that, we'll go back up to the top and what the NU6F. Ron, go ahead.
Okay, good deal. Great copy on R and Bill and Vern. Yeah, even with the 25 watts, sounded fine. So great conditions. And yeah, no problem with the W6MQI controversy, because I was thinking it was Dave's evil twin that was sneaking in there after the 7th spot. So that may have been the case. And yeah, let's see, as far as project, well, you know, I feel like knocking on wood also. I mean, you can hear the MG set in the background, and it has never run smoother for the last couple of months. I know, I shouldn't say anything, but well, anyhow, and Steve, congratulations on the inauguration of the Wilbur R390. Tell me, I think you mentioned before how many R390As you have or you had. I thought it was a pretty big number, I heard. Anyhow, going down the list and see what else I had here. Henry, okay, on the little MIT rig. Yes, I heard I could tell from the audio it was the little MIT rig. Beautiful audio, and always sounds great. Anyhow, project right here. I got lots of projects, but I'm waiting for parts. Lots of parts for the PRC 174 remote tuner. I did get my displays, tried some of those out, and very pleased with that. So
maybe I probably got about 3 more weeks of working on that, but that'll be it. The poor TDE and RAL don't stand a chance of getting into an airborne mode, so I'll have to go ahead and turn these guys off for next week. I don't think of too many planes that will be taking the TDE, except maybe a Lancaster bomber, but I'm sure they have plenty of big stuff. All right, with that, back up to Forest Ranch, W6JRY, and your success.
W6JRY. Okay, helping everybody okay here, no problems. And kind of a cold room, about it's 50, not that bad. It's been colder here. 52 here in the shack right now. Not too much project activity here. Just running around for one of my power supplies and getting rid of batteries here. Got to the point to where I just couldn't keep these batteries up and neglect them and everything like that. So I finally gonna give up on some standalone lead acid battery power supplies. Too much trouble keeping those things up here. I did get some nice stuff in from a couple of contacts a while back from the NS Savannah, a nuclear ship. Quite an interesting history on it. From about during Eisenhower's years, back in about 1953 or so on, and quite a history on that ship. And also the SS American Victory, one of the Victory ships. Some interesting, very nice cards and some interesting history on it. I don't know why I keep collecting this stuff. I've got so much of it, but I do it to try to for the history about it, and kind of enjoy getting some of that. Helps me remember some of the history that happened with some of these different ships and aircraft, and so I'm kind of always what I look around for a lot on the bands is some of the special events that are of some historical interest anyway. Anyway, I already mentioned I'm on the ART-13 here this morning, and good on everybody coming through here. I guess I need to get an amp set up over here like everybody else has finally moved to, some kind of a linear amplifier to put on the tail end of some of the low power rigs. I don't have anything here that runs over 100 watts, so I guess I'm kind of behind times in doing that. What I need to do is find some kind of a military amplifier. I know there's some out there, and the 19 sets, I remember there was some amp that was built for those, and although I think that might have been after they started showing up in some of the other countries, maybe Germany. I think maybe the Germans built some amplifier for those sets. Anyway, I guess I'll just keep it moving along. Don't have a whole heck of a lot here. Wore myself out yesterday trying to defrost the freezer that I've neglected for some time out in the garage. And of course, this is kind of the wrong time of year to defrost a freezer. And that took about 2 days to finally get that job done and kind of clean up the mess with that. So anyway, okay on your restoration there on R390A. One of them that you have there, Steve. Sounds very good. And looks like I don't know how many more you got stacked up there, but probably a lot more projects to do. So over to you, W6SST and the W6GRY.
Okay, Jerry, W6JRY, W6SSP, just looking at the meters. All looks well today. I wasn't on last Sunday because I was going to kind of come down Saturday before a little windstorm. So that's currently up and running right now. Oh, let's see, a lot of things to talk about. Jerry, there's one amplifier that I found really kind of neat. It's not a kilowatt amplifier, but it is sort of military. Look up the RP4. It's made by a company called RDR. And I think it's only about 400 watts or something like that. But really nice and little unit, and there seems to be a few of them around. It's sort of military. They were used in embassies around the world. Always some teletypes and stuff like that. So it's really primarily just an amplifier. Anyway, that's one to check out if you want to look for something. And Ron, I have a little habit. Well, one of many bad habits. Is whenever I'm familiar with a particular thing, whether it's a regular pinball machine or a British car, I tend to buy as many as I can if I get a good deal on them. And so that's true of the LC90 series. Altogether, I've got 13 of them. 3 of them are 390s, 2 are 392s, and the rest are 390As. Also have the sideband converters, CD591s, and the 157, the big monster thing. But anyway, I was very happy to complete this one. Actually, the other 2 are completed as well. Just doing some final touch-up on those. But the key point on this one, the one I'm using right now, is it's now in a permanent position in this particular operating position. And it was done in such a way that I can stack the Central Electronics 100V transmitter on top of it when that gets done. That's the next project. So anyway, lots of stuff, lots of neat projects coming up. I do want to mention that little power supply. I think I talked about it a couple weeks ago. It's one of these Chinese DC to DC step-up converters, and I'll be using it in my BC348 since I don't have a dyno motor, and I'm finding out it works very, very well. Good regulation, good output power, perfect for a receiver. So the only little thing you got to worry about is the oscillator runs at about 75 kc. So you got to mount it in a good box, a good tight box with feed-through capacitors. But once that's done, once that is done, it doesn't seem to bother the receivers at all. So that's just on the bench right now, kind of playing around with it. But once I mount it in my BC348, I'll know for sure, and I'll pass that on. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, I did want to mention the R390A I'm using is a pure Stuart Warner receiver. All the modules are matching, so that's coming out. And the cabinet I have it in is kind of an unusual one. It's made by Premier, and it fits perfectly. It's not one of the original military cabinets, but this thing looks like it was made for a 390A. So pretty nice, a nice little thing I can stack other stuff on top of, which is a good thing here. So enough from me. Over to Mike, W7MS, W6SSP.
Well, thank you, Steve. W6SSP, W7MS. Well, thanks, Chuck. Doing well, and looking forward to hearing your avionics material on the air here in Reno at station W7MS. And Ron's gonna, I don't know how he's gonna get a Lancaster between today and next Sunday, but we'll be keeping an eye out. Probably one maybe on the apron up there instead. And there'll be a little hijacking, or maybe he can work within the Lancaster while it's on the apron. We'll have to see how he pulls that off. And Steve, we did take notice that you were absent last week. Glad to hear it was just the usual antenna down issues rather than other things in your life, so that's great. Fine on the R390s, matching module. That's always nice and certainly not the norm. And as far as the boost supply goes, great. Saw your email. We'll be standing by for your critique. And I know Ron, NU6F, has some critiques on those boost high voltage supplies. He's used those for a couple of years on various projects, so we'll be awaiting his insight on that. Dave, thank you for changing the rigs. And Chuck, I got like a syllable or two. And I know that I recognize Dave's voice. Also, I know he's been having problems with the 274s. So it was easy for me to kind of cross-reference, and I scored a direct hit that was Dave on attempting to. But he's got a week to get those going. Bob's doing quite well. A little bit of rain. Just kind of, as Henry had mentioned from the weather report, it's just dank. I think it's just January dank. Just kind of, just not a very exciting day. Good morning to Bill in Half Moon Bay. Followed the aircraft accident there, flying out of the Half Moon Bay Airport in the past week. What a tragedy for those three folks who did the water ditch in the ocean there and perished. And Henry, what could be said? Sounded great on the little rig, on the little Svoboda transmitter, doing well. Vern, welcome. And congratulations on the new speaker, fantastic. And I was chuckling, I had to think, because I got to talk about the speaker I'm running with the R392, and that's a 90s contract, Navy LS 474 Uncle in gray, configured for 600 ohms. But the irony is, being a 90s contract, when you open it up and you look at the speaker, it's probably sourced from Taiwan, but we also know how the PRC disguises their products as being Taiwan-based. So I'm kind of wondering if this 90s era Navy military speaker actually has a speaker in it from the PRC. Certainly not the vintage military speakers of old, as our manufacturing capacity declines. Or if I guess you had a domestic-made speaker specifically tooled up for this contract, it would suddenly be like a $1,000 toilet seat, but it'd be a $1,000 speaker. But some irony there with our declining manufacturing. And let me comment. Yeah, the estate sale was on your street, Chuck. And I was kind of, what I was trying to find out is if you were aware of it. Apparently not. And couldn't figure out who this ham was. And I did not attend directly, but I got some insight from a second source Friday, and there was a Collins 75A4 for $250. Not sure about the internal mechanical filter assortment, but a hell of a buy. And as we all know, if it didn't go Friday, it went for even less on Saturday. So we're trying to find out. And somebody there in the neighborhood got a really nice buy on a 75A4. I have two, don't need three. I think that was my comment to my special informant there from Friday. So with that, over to Dave, W6MQI, W7MS.
W7MS, W6MQI. Yeah, $200 for a 75A4, not bad. Yeah, who knows what the complement of filters are. Boy, if you have to go out and buy those Curry filters, Dave Curry, those are pricey. Those are pricey. I got one in mind, and they are pricey. Well, yeah, the SCR 274s. Was it last Friday we talked, Mike? That ended up being a dirty contact on my amplifier, so I fixed that. But now it's something else. I sure hope it isn't the microphone that's got the problem, because that's my only good working carbon microphone that I use with my TCK, and if that thing has gone belly up, then oh boy, I'll have to figure out how to adapt a D104 to a TCK. What a bummer. Well, I'm not going to go there yet. let's hope it's just the problem with the SCR-T74 itself. Hey Ron, TDE. Yeah, I tried to figure out how to put wings on my TCK too, but they don't make them big enough. So I don't know what I'm going to use. Maybe I'll have to use the ART-13 next week. It was an airborne radio, so we'll see. Projects, I finally put that log antenna out in the backyard. Played around with it a little bit. Jury's still out. Right now I prefer my active antennas with my noise canceller. Works a lot better than the log antenna. But I'll keep playing with it, and we'll see how it goes. Anything else going on around here? Oh, that a while back I went back and forth with a guy. What's that town down there where Kevin's at? JKM, the garlic capital. I want to say Gulf, but that's not it. Anyway, there's what it looks like to be, I can't tell, but it looks like to be an RAO receiver. The picture's not close enough to really see, and I've gone back and forth with the guy in the past, and he didn't really want a deal, but I might, I don't know, keep going back and forth. I don't know if I want another project around here. Maybe hit him up again. Looks like he's still got his container full of junk parts that he can't seem to get rid of. So I don't know. We'll see. Other than that, not much else going on around here. Guess we're in for some more rain this evening. And I've got tomorrow off, so that's nice. Other than that, I guess I'll send it over to who's next? Bob, W6AQU, W6MQI.
Okay, Dave.
W6MQI.
W6AQU.
That's a bummer on the TCP going down.
Well,
they're not that easy to work on. I had a D104 plugged into mine, and I cannot remember, probably notes someplace, but how I did that. But it worked well after doing that. JRY,
that old original type of 13 that you've got.
That's got fantastic audio.
I don't know what kind of a mic you're using, but it's just excellent audio down here. And JRY, I really enjoyed reading The Coyote. That is fantastic. The difference between Texas and California. I don't know if he sent that to other stations, but that has got to be really good. All right. Well, let's see. MS on the... I sold an A4 for $100 a year or so ago. Low serial number, no mods, no filters, but it did work. And the guy that I sold it to for $100 didn't do anything with it. Maybe that's one of those shelf items. Anyhow, let's see. BXY, your power that you're running doesn't work this direction. Very rough copy on you. And I was wanting to talk to you if you're actually, are you located in Groveland or in Pine Mountain Lake up there? I'm going to query you on that. So I think that's all the comments here. So I'll send it down there and over to Bill, BCT. Go ahead. This is W6 Abel, Queen, Uncle.
Wonderful.
Okay, Bill. Stand by just a sec. And I have to look at something, so you'll just hear carrier for a bit. Okay, sorry about that, but you know how it is. Sometimes you just can't tweak and peek at the same time. So that was that. Okay, very good copy on everybody. And that sounds like Bill's MIT call is at 4 o'clock now instead of 2 o'clock. So that's good. Say hi to John. And let's see. Parts. Yes, we're waiting on parts too there, Ron. I don't know what's going on. I ordered them from Phoenix, and it's 5 days from Phoenix. I mean, you can drive there in 12 hours. So I don't know. Anyway, I guess they're going to get here one of these days. And okay, Steve, on the by the way, that email, sorry I didn't answer back. And I just looked at it last night, and yeah, as far as any like deadly caps or anything like that, the only deadly cap I ever ran into is that mechanical filter coupler and in the IF deck, and I've never had that. I've never run into one bad, but I did get a blue striper one time from Jim, NU6AM. Gave it to me. He had it in his garage. I don't know where he got it, but it was a blue striper, and man, that thing was really messed up from being outside. And it had one of those plate coupling caps was shorted, and of course it had a 4kc mechanical filter that had an open input transducer. That's the only time I ever ran into that. As far as capacitors, those little red guys and stuff like that, the silver micas, in the RF deck, I've never really run into that on the RF deck. I imagine it could happen, but you know, it would have to be like a blue striper, or you know, maybe one's found in a wheelbarrow. I don't know. Anyway, that's that. Let's see, Mike, an A4 on LaFond. There was a guy who was a ham that was around in that area. He was actually over, if you're familiar with the area, he was on Highway 50 and right by the Oasis bar, which is an old derelict bar. But anyway, he had a lot of stuff, a lot. And KD6SCO knows who it is. And anyway, I got a 51J4 out of that pile, but that was, you know, that was probably 15 years ago. So I don't know, maybe that A4 was a, you know, some of the stuff that kind of went around, but I don't know. Anyway, $200, not a bad price. Let's see, we're, just like I say, waiting on parts on our one little project that we're working on. Oh, we're looking forward to Steve's Central Electronics 100V. That's going to be an interesting project to see what you think of 100Vs, because I'm not exactly impressed with them, but you never know. So anyway, that's the rundown here. Let's see. Let's move it on to Vern, K6VXY, WA7YBS.
Okay, WA7YBS. How much power am I running today? Oh, the typical 90 watts. Okay. Well, I guess there was an expression I heard years ago about a brain F. And that's what I had this morning, a lot of it. I had this idea in my head. I looked at the chart. Where do I set my tuner for 3974? and somehow I said, oh, you set it to 104. It wouldn't tune up right. That's because that's the setting. If I'm down at, was it 17 meters? Let's see. 8, where is it? 104. Oh, there we go. Tune to TX, antenna, inductor. Well, actually nowhere. Anyhow, I am very happy with this little $12 speaker. You have to buy 2 of them, and they're $24. If anyone's interested. Wow, you guys sound really good on it. What it does is, of course, they claim from, 70 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Probably not. But it's some response, maybe. But I'll tell you, this thing is, it cuts out all that noise and hash. And you know when you guys go into a fade, there's kind of a whoosh, whoosh. It cuts down on that. So this is a great little speaker for this radio. I thought it did a pretty good job until I suspected maybe an external speaker would help. I used to have a nice one when I was up in Paradise. I think it was a 6-inch pile just by itself mounted in an old wood box. And that's what I use for receive on AM and everything. This is working really good. Anyhow, that doesn't sound like much of a project, but with getting all the adapters, I had to get a 3.5 millimeter connector for the radio, and then go to a RCA connector, and then the RCA goes to wires that go to the speaker. So anyhow, got all that done, and was doing some experiments on the they call it the television. I got one of these sound bars, so I've been doing a lot of sound work this week, and they made one for my TV, which was a replacement for the old one. That works great, and because with my hearing going, I don't hear the voices as well as I used to. And I can't tell on ham radio, I just turn up the volume, right? But what these do, some of these sound bars, this one matches the TV manufacturer, and you can hear it really crisp and clear, and it's really something. And it works out really good, and I'm messing around with other sound things and the antennas here. But yeah, the rain here was about an inch, but I was concerned. We had to go down and see our daughter last week, and you know about the snow. No snow and nothing coming. That stuff is bad. I don't know if I mentioned it, but a couple weeks ago when we had that snowstorm, we had about a 1-inch block of ice, about 20 by 20 feet right in front of the garage, which is you take up a slight hill to get on the property from the street. That made life a little difficult and restricted. But it's nice to hear you all, and you guys sound great on this speaker. I know there's nothing like working on a radio. I fiddled around with my antenna. I got my 5-element antenna going up again, and that's working good. Got it pointed right. That's for 2 meters. But what's that noise? Oh, that's the fan squeaking on my linear. Yeah, it's almost like it's rubbing into something. Eventually it's going to quit. I'll have to find one. I don't know where you'd get something like that. I guess you just search eBay or something, and it sounds, Henry, like you've got some supplier there in Phoenix. I may not know about that one. Anyone would be great. Get parts here for these things. So with that, I will turn it back to Ned, Chuck, and good morning to everybody. And I've been writing down the order here, but I missed some of your transmissions because I was tuning up properly. Okay, with that, K0DWC Chuck, and the group is K6BXY.
Okay, Vern, K6BXY, K0DWC. All right, well, congratulations on the speaker acquisitions there. That's good. You're happy with them, and We got them for a good price, it sounds like, so congratulations on that. Good deal there. And good on Steve and the R390As. Steve, I bet you've got 50 of those things by now. Oh, man. And Mike, good on the estate sale. I had no idea. No, not a clue until you mentioned it to me earlier. So I don't know. There's only a couple of houses between me and US Route 50, so I don't know if it's that way or the other way. So anyway, yeah, somebody must have got a pretty good deal for a couple $100. So man, let's see here. Everybody else is coming in good as well. Bill's about a Q3, Q4. And I did want to say hi to John, W6MIT, if he's listening. I hope, John, you're doing okay and all. And hope you have a good day today. And Jerry's pounding in, Ron pounding in, Mike's pounding in. Sounds good on that carbon mic with the GRC19. I like that. Bob's pounding in. Henry and Vern, and like I said, Bill's about a Q3, but I was able to copy him, so not a problem. So let me give one last call out for the end of the second round, see if there's anybody who wants to tag in and be number 10. Come now. Oh boy, I heard somebody, but they were pretty garbled. Did anybody catch that? Okay, if there's a station out there that wants to check in, try it again, please. Okay, maybe that was just somebody I heard on the side there. Okay, alrighty, well, we'll go ahead and we'll start the 7-3 round, guys. It'll be the 7-3 round, so we'll get going through that, and then we'll shut her down for this week and get ready for next week. So go back up to the top to Ron in U6F, 7-3 round, guys.
Okay, good copy on all, and yeah, Vern, good hearing you in there, and your new speaker, your pile speaker. You know, when you mentioned that, I was thinking the same thing. I need to look around for some other speakers also. I think all my the cones on all my 600 ohm speakers are just a little bit rattly, or it might be something in my inner ear that's rattling. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think I need to go ahead and look around for some different speakers. Anyhow, let's see. Yeah, Mike. I should sneak out to the hangar at Classic Aviation and see if there's a couple of old Bendix World War II vintage radios that I can borrow. And Jerry, okay, on the defrosting the freezer. Well, actually our temperatures have been pretty darn warm here compared to normal, so I actually probably could defrost things. And yeah, I had to look it up on the NS Savannah when you'd mentioned that, and I see it was the first nuclear merchant ship, so that was kind of cool. And the other thing, you were talking about ships, I've had a couple of QSOs with KE on CW, on 40 CW, KE8 TBM, Fred, and he was an exchange student in Germany. He said back in the 50s, and the family he was staying with, the next door neighbor was the captain of the Prince Eugen, and so we were talking about different things like that. But he said it was really cool for a teenager to hear all these stories from the captain of the Kriegsmarine on the Prince Eugen. Steve, good deal on 13. Lucky 13. Well, Yeah, my hat's off to you, and I'm sure that if number 14 showed up and it was a little bit shinier, you would have gone for it. The Central Electronics, I did a quick look on online, the CE100V. I saw there was one on eBay, really nice looking, and the guy said restored, mostly. So let's see if yours gets beyond the restored mostly state. Yeah, the estate sale down there in Dayton, okay on that. Well, yeah, I'm not looking quite for anything quite yet, but if it was in front of me, I might be suckered in. Anyhow, with all that, Dave, I hope you find out that the carbon granules are still good. I'm looking around. I think I have 3 really pretty good ones like this one that are all about the same level, not with carbon granules all packed, but I think all 3 now have got the Western Electric 500 phone carbon element. So luckily, there's still a source for those. And Bob, stay dry, and but whatever you do, don't put a little sweater or a raincoat on those dogs, or else they will leave for good. They'd be ashamed. All right, guys. Thanks again for running herd on the net there, Chuck. And I'll be listening out. W6JRY NU6F.
Hey, Ron, NU6F, and the group W6JRY. Oh, okay, still good signals coming through here, no problems at all. And so I think conditions last week were a little bit better than this week, but still no problems copying anybody all the way through. Bill's signal's been good in here too, and that's doing good. So Chuck, thanks for doing the net. Ron, I can hear the TDE motor generator set in the background there. And Steve, okay on the I think you said it was the an RT4. I'll have to check that out and look that up. One thing I'm looking for, still looking for, is I'd like to find a working, or close to working anyway, BC728 receiver. I've been looking for one of those for quite a long time. I got a lot of different things to trade here too. And something I'd like to get rid of is a BC441. I used to talk to Jason on. It's the only ham band on it is 160 meters. So crystal, but compact, made by Helicrafters. And during World War II, they turned it into a BC441. Anyway, it's a 100-watt rig and a pretty compact thing, but the darn thing must weigh 150 pounds or something. And let's see, Mike, you're sounding great here. Probably one of the strongest signals I'm hearing with nice audio with a GRC19 there. Bob, I'm using D104 on the ART13 or the ATD version of the ART. And let's see here. Dave, sounding good here. And Bob, okay on the on the coyote thing there. I thought that was pretty funny. Henry, sounding good on the 1625 rig here too. So I hope we'll be back here on next weekend. See if my radios will still work here. I got well, let's see. This is an aircraft radio I'm on now, so I'll probably be on it to start out with. And I've got a complete setup here on SCR247N. Transmitter, receiver, control boxes, and so on. And then the ARC5 setup. So maybe we can get those things going. Sometimes they get a little cranky too. And Vern, okay on everything down there in your neck of the woods. So I'll say my 73s to listen out, and over to you there, Steve. W6SSP and W6JRY.
Okay, Ron, W6JRY, W6SSP 73. And hey, I think I have some information on the net about my computer about the RG4. If I can find it, I'll send it to you. It's just for information only in case you come across one. Something I stumbled across probably 20 years ago. I knew nothing about it, and just pretty cool. And you know, Mike, talking about the ACR 155. There was an article about that being DR a number of years ago, and apparently at the time it was one of the very best, very expensive. And there was another one prior to that that had a very high that we were down, and I don't remember the model number on that. And both of those are kind of low. I do have an ACR 163, which is nothing to write home about. And the ACR 175 says the dual eyes and the rucus tape. That's a pretty good receipt. Those up at Lincoln many years ago. And anyway, those are, I think, other than the CR91A, those are the only RCA receivers I've ever had. So cool stuff. And a note about 75A4s that are missing. Some of their mechanical filters, which most of them seem to be these days. There's a trick about that. The original filters, the round filters that plug into the 9-pin miniature socket, I believe that's right, are some of the some expensive now. But a trick is the last incantation of the column mechanical filters, which are in blue, dark rectangular samples. Works just fine. We used a number of procedures. Early 60s, 90s, it's used full. And I just happened to have a spare board with a bunch of those filters and put that into the 75A4 CHRS a number of years ago, which they had, of course, salvaged the filters out of and sold separately. But anyway, I built a little adapter, PC board, and some 7-pin sockets, or plugs rather, and it works fine. It works just like the original. I have a 75A4 with all the original filters, and once both of them were restored, I couldn't tell any difference at all in performance. So if you guys are missing those filters in 75A4s, look for the blue plastic mechanical column filters. They're just a little cheaper, and I don't know how available they are, but I found a few of them over the years. Anyway, guys, that's about it for me. Stay on this week. I will be using the DTC-28. I looked around for a transmitter, and other than the ART-13, which I don't have room to set up, I don't have anything. So that's what I'll use for the blowout this weekend. So 73 off, and we'll turn it over to... Who's it go to? Over to Mike. W7MS, W6SSP, 73 off.
Well, thanks, Steve. W6SSP, W7MS. Yeah, still good reception from all, and that includes Bill. So life is good. And I forgot to comment, Jerry, on Steve's recommendation for a basic to get some boots for those low-powered radios. I think it really enhances operating capabilities and enjoyment to have an amplifier. Not that anybody needs to know that, but it works some wonders. Because say with the RCA Grasshopper radios that I have, 3 to 5 watts, just you can listen all day, but to actually have a two-way conversation, it really isn't going to happen unless you've got some boots. You have an amplifier, so that's great. And Ron's busy with the Israeli radio there, and we'll be discussing that. I think we have a lunch date set, so we'll get all the specifics on binary coded decimal. And Steve, also great on the RCA. I've got a 175 that's just a display. I've never really done anything with it, but it's there, and it looks cool. But fine, the earlier RCAs, and I'm sure Henry has one of each. We'll be awaiting his comment. And Dave, the deal down south, I think that's on Craigslist possibly. I may have seen the same one you're speaking about. But good luck on that. Bob and the $100 75A4, well, shucks. Who knows? Maybe that ended up in Dayton. But then again, the guy spent $700 on filters, so it's we'll have to see. But it did have the gear reduction knob on it. I saw a picture of it, so that was a plus. And of course, stripping those for resale, and that includes the gear reduction knob and the filters. They always seem to be removed because sold in singles, they could be worth equal to or more than the actual receiver. And Henry's a busy guy and looking forward to the dogfight, still deciding on the ultimate selection. And Vern is busy in Groveland, Pine Mountain Lake, but I'm glad that you have no medical emergencies to report as you did a few weeks ago, so I'm glad things are going well there. And I think here on the home front, I'll discuss my latest project, which I've delayed and avoided for 3 years now, and that's to install the Epson programmable chips. And yes, we know they produce a nasty square wave, but they seem to be pretty copacetic with tube gear. And that's my Collins 18S4 avionics transmitter receiver, also known as an AN/ARC59. Interesting device, but I have no ability to run it on 3974. So that's on the bench. It won't be ready for next week, but I think I will blame Henry and Chuck for the inspiration to finally provide some motivation. I was looking at the DigiKey receipt for those Epson programmable chips, and I ordered those over 3 years ago. So I plead guilty for avoiding that project, but Studio A is quite a mess today, and probably will be for a couple of weeks. But that's it. 7-3s from Reno. Everybody have a great day, great weekend, great operating events, good DX, and we'll be looking forward to next Sunday. So, over to Dave, W6 MQI W7MS.
Well, I used to be a WA. Not anymore. WA6MQI. Now I'm W6. All right, guys. Ron, I got your email. Man, turn down the gain. Sounds like I'm hitting your receiver pretty hard up there. Well, yeah, that receiver down there in Garlic Land, I don't think I'm going to go for it. I don't even feel like getting in the car and driving down there for it, so I'm not too enthused about it. So let somebody else have that one. Yeah, I got a lot of projects too. I have a DDS VFO in a box, all the parts. I've had that for about a year. That's to replace, I had an N3ZI DDS VFO that went belly up, and I have no way to go in and program the thing, so I said, the heck with it, and I got another one. Never have put it back together, never have put the new one back together. I got to build a whole new box and everything, just haven't felt like it. No time. Lots of other issues, but anyway. Yep, I'm not, hopefully the microphone's good. I have a feeling this microphone's probably fine. It's something wrong with the radio. But as soon as I get off the net here this morning, I'm going to fire up the TCK and make sure everything is cool with the mic. I doubt the mic went belly up on me. Can't imagine that. Anyway, that's about it. And Jerry, 160 meters. Yeah, it's too bad there weren't more people around to get on 160 AM. Just aren't enough people with enough property and such to get on 160 anymore. So, too bad. All right, guys, 73. I'll talk to you next week. More than likely, I'll probably be on the ART-13 for the big shootout. So over to Bob, W6AQU, W6MQI.
W6MQI. W6AQU, real good. Well, hope you get that going. But that's a couple watts. Steve, some years back, there was a big swap meet at Bobby Helicopters in Burson. Chuck may remember that. But Dave from Colony Hill came up, and all along the driveway up to the house there, he would drop R390s and 398s. He had a whole truckload of them, and they were free. Because he was in a position where he was buying tons of military stuff. So he was giving them away at the Bobby Helicopters swap meet some years ago. And I don't know how many years. Chuck may remember because Chuck and Carla were there in Burson, California. All right. Enough of that sad story. All right. Well, I don't have any more comments. Other than Vern did sound better than last time. But I think you can do better down there, Vern. Anyhow, see everybody next time. N6VCT. It's W6 Able Queen Uncle. Good morning.
Okay, Bill. A little bit of tweaking there. Very good. Okay, 2 o'clock. All right. And, okay, I think, let's see, I guess the only comments are on the RCA stuff. That those pre-war ACR receivers that they came out with there. I have the 136, the ACR 136, extremely well built, but it has that it's a phenolic acetate type dial that started out kind of a pale yellow, and now it's kind of a dark brown. And anyway, I tried to get a repro dial for it, and I went to Radio Days. Now, the Radio Days, the repro dial that they show on the internet is the right color, pale yellow, and there's all stuff on it it should have. Well, 7 weeks later, they send me the dial, the repro dial, and it's darker than the one I was trying to replace. Of course, I complained, and they told me that, well, that's the only phenolic material that we can get is that color. And it's like, I don't know how obtuse these guys can be, but, you know, that was it. That's the only color that they got, so that's it. So, anyway, the ACR 136 hasn't really got, the thing is nice, very, very nice, all original, except that darn dial. It's so dark you can't read anything on it. And repros, sorry, the repros, they're just as dark. Dave on the RAO, Yeah, you know, I remember the picture you sent me of that one. It's pretty rough. I would give the guy, you know, $25, $30 for it, and I'm sure that would insult him. So a lot of work. But they're good receivers, but awfully heavy. And so there you go. 73 all around. Everybody have a good week. And we'll be in the airplane next Sunday. So I'll be on the Arc 8, the pseudo Arc 8. And so we'll see what it transpires with the dogfight. And we'll see. Let's send it over to Vern. K6VXY. WA7YBS. 73 all.
I gave it a little pause just in case someone wanted to jump in late, which I've done. Just not a morning person here. K6VXY. Vern in Groveland running the military-looking ICOM 2200, and this little speaker is working out great. I'm going to get another one. They make one that's more like $16 each by pile, and this one is, I think it's a 4-inch speaker, still 8 ohms, and they threw in a tweeter, which on AM, I'm not sure that would be the best thing, or any of them, but just to hear things better, we'll see. I'm just very, very happy with this little guy here. And I thought what I had was okay until I got this thing going. So, looking outside now, I've got a window view here from the back side of the ham equipment. And very gray. It looks like it's very wet out there, but it's not raining right now. So that's kind of gone. I got to make a quick run to the grocery store when we're done here, get some parts. And thank you on the comments on the medical. What I've done is I've modified my prescription a little bit and made sure I don't do things that want me to have a nosebleed. So far so good. That's weird. The doctor I go with the general practitioner, he had the same problem. It's just weird. I'm actually going to be seeing a doctor here in a week or two. They're going to, just in case, they're doing a cauterization of the nose. I had that done several years ago, and that lasted a long time. And it's not painful to speak of. I mean, you notice it, but it's not. Well, they're always asking, what's your pain level from 1 through 10? Well, probably that goes up to 3 or 4, just for a little bit, maybe a little higher. But it's not bad. Anyhow, I'm going to turn it back to Chuck, and it's nice to talk to you guys again. And you're all running about at S9 to 10 over, except for Mike W7MS. And thank you for the comments on the health there. Appreciate it. And also the other strong signal was W7MS. Let me look at my list. NQI Mike. Chuck is pretty strong. Henry is close to that, because a couple of you guys were peaking 20 over on voice peaks. I think the other one was Jerry. I could be wrong. But you're all very good signals today. So, back to net, and we'll see you next week. Now, I'm going to have my monitor get me up. It's XYL there. 73 is K0 DWC. Say hello to Carla for me. And Henry, say hello to John for me. This K6 VXY back to net control.
Okay, Vern, K6VXY, K0, DWC. Well, Carlos told me to say hey to everybody. She'll be on next week with running the station. And hopefully that'll all go well. And we'll see what happens there. But anyway, Bob, yeah, I remember that. We were down there in Burson there with Bobby Hallicrafters and Gary. And that was a good time. Had a lot of fun. And Carla, while she was down there, she acquired an RA-34 power supply, which everyone knows that usually is run with the BC-191. And she picked it up for next to nothing. And we brought it home, and we had it for several years. And somebody down at Fort MacArthur was doing a BC-191 station, I think, down there, and she donated it to, I think, the museum down there, and for their 191 project. They sent her a nice letter thanking her for it, so she was really tickled about that. But that was fun. It was good seeing everybody. We were also at Bobby Hallicrafter's own shop there too for one other time too when we went to Gary's K6DLH. And, had a lot of fun there as well. So anyway, yeah, Bob, that was back in 2011. I remember that because I was still walking with a cane then. So. Oh, alrighty. Well, good net today, guys. Pretty good conditions. Not too bad at all. So with that, I'll be securing the vintage military radio net for the day. And I'd like to thank everybody for their participation. We got everybody back next Sunday morning. Now, you guys be a bunch of eager beavers now and get that stuff ready for Sunday, and we'll have a good time Sunday with the shootout there. So you guys have a good day today and a good safe week ahead, and we'll talk to you next week. Henry will be the net control for the special event, and we will talk to you guys then. So thank you all for being there. We appreciate the support. Couldn't do it without you guys. So take care, and I'm signing off. K0DWC 73s, guys. Thanks again.